So I'll use this same little leash. And when I'm practicing leash techniques, if I'm not attaching it to a chair or a dog, I'll often just put it on my left side of my clothes because that's.
Oh, I like that. That's clever.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah. Any port in a storm. And he's like, no, I'm just going to watch and critique. So I take the loop, I put it over my hand, and I hold it close to my body. It's kind of, mid-waist. And with a leash that isn't dragging on the ground, that can work great. If I want my dog to have the whole leash, I'll just hold it like that. If my dog is in a relaxed kind of setting where I want them to be able to wander all the way to the end, but obviously not pull me, I'll even put both hands through the loop if we're in deer country, because I know there might be a sudden distraction.
Huh.
It just, it's quiet, it's relaxed, but it's really strong if something happens. If my dog pulls towards something all of a sudden, it's going to trigger the opposition response in me. I can't help it. I'm a vertebrate. That's what happens. But because of where my hands are, I'm not going to be adding pressure to the leash. Okay. So I've got the leash in one hand, going to gather up more leash and fold it into my hand. And again, it's against my body. I'm going to do that again. So I was gathering it up if I want my dog to have a shorter leash. So now my dog has a shorter leash, but it's still loose. Apparently something's happening here. So that's my everyday leash hold. I've got the dog close to me on this folded up leash. If I want them to all of a sudden have more distance, I just open my hand. Because the loop's over my hand, it just releases it and it's still safe. I feel like I should be pulling a rabbit out of my hat. Isn't this like that scarf trick?
Yeah.
So the finger lock that we showed you is that nice trick that keeps the leash from sliding. It even works if there's cheese on your leash. I hear. So I've got the loop over my hand, and then I pull this up and I'm going to put it over my finger. So it's there, and I hold it in my hand. It's really strong. So I pull on that just to test it, and I'll feel a little pressure on the finger. But the thing is, holding it like this prevents it from sliding, and then the normal grip of my hand holds it in place. So let me do that again. The handle's over my hand. I gather up the loop, put it over my finger.
Yes.
Close my hand,
Mhm.
and it's really solid.
Mhm.
Any questions about that?
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Oh,
Good.
you're welcome. Thanks for
Super.
asking me to demonstrate one of my most favorite things.
I know. I love.
I will
love talking about
sometimes
leash
if
hold.
so let's say, since you asked, just that reminder. So let's say that my dog is there, we're out walking. I see something coming, I want to get to them. I'm going to slide down the leash to get right next to them. I'm not going to yank them to me, and trust me, this piece of furniture is not going to be able to be yanked. I'm going to slide to get to them. Puts us really close. I have some influence. I can use a tree to move them with me.
Mhm.
All right. Any other questions?